What's going on, y'all, YouTubers? Welcome back to Jay's Life Out Loud. Glad you're checking in again. So, this video that I'm about to do today is about finding love, being in a relationship, just the whole gambit of relationships and love. I just put some pointers out there that I think are important. Um, Maybe I can help somebody. You know, it ain't always been easy for me out here. When I was out here dating, I was previously married for 20 years, 3 kids, and after 20 years, we decided to go our separate ways. It wasn't easy. After the divorce, I was out here dating for probably uh, five and a half years. I had some serious relationships in between that time, but they didn't work out for one reason or another. I went on a lot of dates. I met a lot of different people. Some good, some bad, some weird. If you watched the previous video, I put up some dating stories. Probably got a couple of more I could put up. But I'm married again. As you all know, if you watch Interview with Tiff, my mind state is totally different on marriage now. My mind state on what type of man you should be in a marriage has changed. I know that you have to put your wife first, and it shouldn't be a hassle to put somebody first that you love. It should be a want. I mean, it should come natural because you love the person. When you feel that kind of love that I feel for my wife, it's like it's just natural. It flows for me. I want to make her happy. I want to keep her happy. And it's a two-way street. It's not a one-way street. I've heard people say, find somebody that loves you more than you love them. No. Should be equally yoked. And I think a lot of people forget love is just a word unless you put action behind it, because love is an action word. It's what you do about how you feel. And if you don't put action behind it, you just talking. It's just a word like any other word. But I'll tell you this, when you learn that something special that you won't get, maybe never get a second chance at, someone or something special that comes in your life, you have to cherish it. And you have to cherish it while you got it. Don't wait till it's gone and you miss it and all that, and now you want to show how much you care and how much you love while it's in your presence and while you got it and while you still blessed with it. You do what you're supposed to do, and that show the appreciation for it. And I'm not, things are not the equivalent of, a relationship or a person. But what I'm saying is, when you meet somebody special and that's the one, you act accordingly. You do the things that you should do as a man or a woman to keep this person happy. And vice versa, they should be doing the same thing. If you going all out, they need to go all out. You need to see the effort just like you giving the effort. So if you find somebody that loves you more than you love them, it's eventually going to be a problem, because you're either going to end up resenting them or you're not going to show the love that they're showing. Because even if you start off doing that, but if you don't feel that way about them, they're going to know it's not what they're giving. So these are some of the things that I think they mixed up, but they're all over the place. But it has to do with dating, relationships, or anything to do with that. So my number one, don't get offended, is before you get to the point where you ready to settle down, Make sure that you got, this goes for women and men and women, make sure you got the hoe out of you. Get all that stuff out. If you feel like you not ready to settle down and you gotta sow your royal oats and you want to do this and you gotta see what's on the other side of the grass and you seeing somebody on the other side of the gate, you want to see what they like, and you got somebody on the east side, somebody on the west side. Don't let somebody come in your life that's ready to settle down and they're dating for the purpose of getting a husband, and here you come knowing that you're not ready to be a husband, or you're not ready to be a wife, and then you gonna hold this person down from finding who they want because that's what you want to do. You just being selfish. If you know you're not done sleeping around, calling people, doing all these different things that you wouldn't want nobody to do to you. If you're not ready for that, if you're not ready to settle down and be with that one person and carry a relationship, move on. Don't lead that person on to believe something that's not. Because all that time they dealing with you, they could have been with the right one. So if you find somebody and they're looking to get married, man or woman, whatever the case may be, whatever your preference is, if you're not in that mind state, let them know so you can move on and keep playing the games, or not even playing the games, doing what you do. If you out here dating and you want somebody serious and you're looking for that real one and you want to settle down, clear the junk out your life. That's people and things. You want to create a space that's open enough for somebody to come in. If you got all this stuff cluttered, they can't even open the door. If you got all these people in your life that you don't need, the opposite sex or whoever you date, and they all that, you need to make room for you to breathe and make room for something special to come in your life. So clear out all the trash and all the garbage or the things that are not benefiting you. Be real with yourself. Be real with yourself on who you are and where you are at that stage in your life. So if you know people done said you're a little bit evil, you're a little bit mean, you're a little bit grouchy, or you're too nice to people, or you're this and that or whatever, sometimes we got to make adjustments. We make those adjustments so that we're happy and we can go in a situation without baggage. Make sure you don't have any baggage from previous relationship, because that new relationship or that new person you meeting has nothing to do with old boy that dogged you out and ran off with your TV and whatever the case may be, or that woman that broke your heart. And then so you gonna get into a relationship with a woman that wants to be in a relationship, but you ain't ready to be in a relationship, and you gonna drag her along just so you ain't drag her along so you just ain't you ain't lonely. I heard a comedian say she like him, but he don't like her because he like him. And sometimes that's how the dating game can go. It can go in circles. And for those people that's going in circles and you don't know what you want, leave those people that really want a relationship alone. Let them do them. Don't even entertain them. Be a better person. You know what? I'm not even gonna stop you. You want a relationship? Let me get out your way. Number 4 goes right along with it. Are you happy with you? Because before you get into a relationship, you got to be happy with you first. And if you ain't happy, no matter what you bring in your life, who you bring in your life, what things you buy, if you're not happy, you're going to carry that into a relationship, and it's going to be a problem later on down the line. So, are there changes in your life you need to make to allow someone to come in your life? I think that has a lot to do with a lot of the things that I've already mentioned. Um, I, when I went to church in California, we had a pastor Godot. That was my pastor out there, and while he was preaching, he said, I get a lot of women coming in here and they talking about they want a husband and they want, settle down, and it's hard to find a good man. And he was saying these same women, they come to church, they not dressed up, they not, doing nothing with their hair or this and that or whatever. And I know a person should love you for who you are, but let's be real. For men and women, the exterior is what we see first. So what he was telling them was, you have to spruce yourself up, because that's what a man sees first. And he wasn't telling them to, put a whole lot of makeup on or whatever, the case may be. But he was saying, fix your wig, put some stuff on, make yourself look presentable, because 90% of the time, not all, 99% of the time, is the man or the woman sees the look first. They're on the outside, they see you, then they get to know you. So if you're out here dating, there may be things that you just need to do, bad habits. I've heard people say they wanted to date, they wanted a man, but they wasn't willing to change this, and that, or whatever. You have to be aware that sometimes to get what you want, you got to do what you got to do. You got to cut some things back. Somebody done told you your breath ain't up to par. It's time to go to the dentist and say, look, I need to get this checked up. I don't know why my breath is, bumping, but you need to take care of that, because you out here and you dating. Don't nobody want to smell no bad breath. That's a turnoff. They get like the exterior. You get down, sitting down, talking, and whew, whole date ruined. You may have been told by your family. It may be the family joke. Your feet stink. Like, man, don't come in here, man. Don't put your shoes back on, girl. This man, you whatever. If you know that is the case, do something about your feet. I don't care if you're gonna soak them in a vat of bleach. You know, put Listerine strips on your feet or something. Do something for them feet. So sometimes you got to make changes. Some could be health wise. Some could be, somebody could say your mouth is reckless, because we have a lot of people out here today that think whatever they say is cool. So if a lot of people tell you got a reckless mouth, that means what they're saying is you can't talk to people like that and think you're going to get away with it. You can't talk to people any kind of way and you just met this person and you think they just going to fly with it. No, they're going to be like, you know what? Okay, that was the first date. I'm out of here. So change the things that need to be changed. I hate to call it this, but I see a lot of people doing it, and in my past I have done it. Don't treat people as fillers. And what I'll say, fillers, sometimes we'll be lonely and we know we don't want to be with this certain person, but they cool and you like being around them, but that's not who you want to be, but you use them as a filler so you're not lonely. That just goes back to me telling you, if you with somebody and if you kicking it with somebody and they want a serious relationship and you not, let it go. Don't use them as fillers, because you're actually hurting them and preventing them to find somebody that really wants to go into a full relationship. What is your happiness worth? What is your happiness worth? I say some people will give more than they should. Some people will allow more than they should. Love is not disrespectful. Love is not abusive. Love is not downgrading. Love is not unkind. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is understanding. So if you with somebody and you can't talk about our future, what we gonna do in the future? Are we gonna be together? Blah blah blah. And they get upset. Well, why are you bringing that up? I don't want to talk about it. That's not a person you need to be with, because if you can't talk about what you want in the future, if you can't talk about where this relationship is going, and you're willing to settle being unhappy, not knowing what the future holds, not knowing if this person really wants to be with you, not knowing blah, 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 what is your happiness worth? Sometimes you have to go through a little pain and learn how to be by yourself and make yourself happy before you can go into find somebody to be in a relationship with. Because if you continue to go with people or be around people or date people that you know don't make you happy, or you're not happy because you're not getting exactly what you want, you got to stop it. You have to put yourself in a position where you discipline yourself. Like, hey, if you don't want to be in a relationship, I'm not about to kick it with you or be in a situationship for a year, 2 years, and I'm still holding on, waiting for the proposal. I'm holding on, waiting for you to settle down and say it's just me and you. And that goes with my eighth one, which is if you're not getting your basic needs. If you're not getting your basic needs in a relationship, it's time to go. If you're not getting love, if you're not getting affection, if the person is not loving on you, if it's difficult to talk to this person, basically, if you are even 25 to 30% miserable, something got to change. You only got one life. How long you gonna deal with your basic needs not being met? I mean, if they can't do the basics, I know they ain't doing the extra, but you gonna deal with it. What is your happiness worth? Is your happiness worth dealing with this just to have? This ain't Betty White. When Betty White said, what did she say? Having a man is what is basically she was saying. Even if it's a bad man, it's worth having a man or not having no man at all. No, that ain't how that works. Just somebody else gonna love you like you want to be loved. Somebody else gonna take them walks with you. Somebody else gonna go to the down to the river with you and sit there and have picnics and all that. What is your happiness worth? This one I already said it early in the video. Love is an action word. Is what you do about how you feel. If somebody tells you they love you, but you don't see the action behind it. If somebody tells you they love you, but they can't, you stranded somewhere, or you stranded at the airport and they can't, they sitting at home. I ain't coming out there. That ain't love. That's not what love does. That person, if they love you, they gonna get up out they chair without they bed, and they don't care what time it is. I'm going to get my mate. Love is patient, kind. It's not self-seeking. It's not dishonest. It's not easily angered. Love is trust. Love cannot be bought, sold, or traded. If you out here and you think that's what I'm saying, having a piece of a man is better than not having no man at all. So if you out here and you have a piece of relationship and you have to, the only time this person want to hang with you is when you taking them out to eat, or you going to the mall, or whatever has to do with you spending money, or you got to drive them everywhere up under the sun, and they don't put no gas in the car. They always calling you when they won't, and that's the only time you can. And they only call them when they won't, and that's the only time you can spend with them. No, that ain't what you want. You want somebody that will do the same that you would do for them in return. If you'll do it for them, they'll do it for you. Because if a person is into you, they'll drive to a different state. And if they not into you, they won't drive around the corner. So you definitely need to know that. I'm going to finish this video up. I ain't going to have y'all going on forever. Somebody said I run my mouth too long in my videos. Anyway, You can't make someone love you nor prevent it. So we're gonna deal with the first part. We all know you can't make nobody love you. I don't care if you bought them a Bentley. I don't care if you bought them a brand new house. They don't love you. They gonna love what you do for them. So those are two different things, because when the money gone, they gonna be gone. Even if the money stays, when you not around, they gonna be who they be with, who they want to be with, and still be with you, leading you on. Um, you can't think that you're going to change somebody to make them love you. You can't think that you can change a cheater or a liar. They have to be willing to change on their own and put a effort for it. You can't sit around and keep putting so much, pouring so much into them, and they not pouring nothing into you. And the only time they pour into you is to say thank you for what you do for them. That's not love. You cannot make anybody love you no matter what you do. I don't care if you went out and murdered somebody that was gonna murder them. That still ain't gonna make them love you. They could need a kidney, and you give them your kidney. It's not gonna make them love you. Um, you can't prevent somebody from loving you. So if you dating somebody and you can tell this person is into you and you're not feeling them like that, um, as long as you keep them around and you keep hanging because you using them as a filler, or you do like their company but you're not feeling them like that, this person is, their feeling is going to get deeper and deeper, and the hold that you have on them is going to get stronger. So my advice to you is to let that person go, let them go do them, because when you do that to people, when you string people on along, that can be a dangerous situation. I've heard it one too many times where people snap, and if they don't snap on you for leading them on, they'll, find the person that you dealing with and snap on them or do something to them. So just know that's a dangerous game that you playing. Uh, my last one: your truth ain't everybody else's truth. What I say is that a lot of times we can go out with blinders on what our reality is, what we think our reality is in life, and what we think a relationship should be like, and what uh, we think morals are, and what we think a date is like, and what we think a relationship is like. So if you stuck on that and you go out in this world and you find and not a lot of people think like you, it's gonna be hard. I mean, whether your thoughts are good or bad, but you have to be prepared to know that everybody's truth is not your truth. Everybody wasn't raised with a silver spoon in their mouth, um, where they believe the world owes them something. So when you go dating and you think a guy or a girl is supposed to go out their way and y'all just dating, they supposed to kill themselves to make you happy, you need to check yourself. And here we got the other end. Not everybody was born with parents that wasn't around, or parents that was on drugs. So you had a hard upbringing and you had to hustle on the streets, or you had to do A, B, and C. So now your trust ain't there for people, and this and that is different, and way you look at this is different. You have to understand that everybody has their way of thinking. Everybody has their different truth. So if you find yourself out here dating, and say that you go on 15 dates within 6 months, 8 months, a year, and every last date you bump heads with the people that you dating, going out on a date with. At some point, you have to look at yourself and see, what is your reality you living in? What is the truth to you? Is everybody in that zone that you in, that you feel like, oh, people shouldn't do A, B, and C or whatever? You have to start looking at it. We have to look at ourselves and see the bigger picture of what's going on, not just how we were raised, or some things. you got to stick by your guns. If you was raised a certain way and you believe that a man should open a door for you, or things like that, I understand. But if it's some far-fetched stuff, because your daddy paid for all your stuff growing up, and um, oh, my mama didn't work, my daddy worked, and he did this. Nowadays is a different story. Nowadays, these bills is outweighing one person. You know, a lot of times, a lot of the men back in the day that was doing everything, they was always the one that died first because they was in these plants killing themselves. But or it could be a man that um, was spoiled rotten, and he doesn't know how to be a provider, or you don't know how to be uh, that man where you put your woman first because you used to a woman putting you first. Or your mama got you jacked up, so you out here thinking that every woman owe you and supposed to do A, B, and C. So open your mind and try to see things in that other person's view, or just in a different view, period. Um, so I'm just gonna end this video by saying, take some of these examples, look at yourself, have a talk with yourself before you get out here and date, and make sure you know exactly what you want. Write it down, write the qualities that you would like, pray on it. If you're looking for a husband, write everything down that you want in a husband, and uh, fold it up, pray over it, and put it somewhere. And when you dating and you looking for that one, or you looking for something serious, don't rush it. Don't try to push a, a, a hexagon into a square peg. Take your time. Don't always be so aggressive and trying to date over here and date over there and date over here. Be selective. Take your time. Ask a lot of questions. Get to know a person. All the questions that you think you need to know. Well, do you have a job? What do you see yourself in 5 years? Do you want kids? Do you ever want to get married? What is a marriage to you? Because some people view a marriage as different. What is love to you? How do you like someone to show you love? Uh, have you been hurt before? Um, you want to ask all types of questions, because if you ask these questions up front, you'll get a lot of answers that you wouldn't have, that you don't have to wait around for. Let's say 3 months later that it comes out, or whatever the case may be. So make sure you got your questions ready when you're going on a date. If you are already married, please take time for you and your mate to go do something special. I don't care if you got 72 kids in the house. Make time for you and that person to go out, spend quality time together, and talk. The key to any relationship is communication. You have to talk. You got even the corniest thing that you feeling, say it. It's better out than in, because if you never say it, if you say it, they can never say they didn't know. If you like to be hugged a certain way, kissed a certain way, you like back rubs, you like your man cooking for you, or you like whatever the case may be, or future goals, y'all should sit down and talk about these things. Definitely talk about them before it gets to a situation where you in a relationship and y'all have nothing in common. I know a lot of times sex will end up coming before the relationship nowadays. Before you really get to know a person. A lot of times nowadays, that's what ends up happening. But what I would say to you is, get to know a person first. If you out here and you looking for a serious relationship, a commitment type relationship, don't give up the goods. Don't accept the goods. if that's not what you really want, because it's going to be a short-term thing, and at the end you'll look back and be like, I wasted my time. So for all of y'all that's out there, you're looking for somebody special to settle down with, or somebody that will appreciate who you are as a woman or as a man, I pray to God that you find that mate that will make you happy. I mean, that happiness that I just pour over, that everybody can see you happy. And I wish the best for y'all. Be out here. You out here, be safe. You know, before you drop them draws, practice them rubber laws. You understand what I'm saying? Stay safe out here, because with COVID and everything else, it's a lot to worry about. But thank y'all for watching again. If you like this video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. If you see my video on Facebook or anywhere else, please take the time to share it. I'm trying to get to at least maybe 200 subscribers by the end of the year. I mean, 1,000 would be nice, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. But holla at your boy. Thanks for watching.